this isn't going to be a popular video. It's not going to be a popular video, but I don't care. I've been doing a lot of talk about Bitcoin breaking resistance, doing what we all wanted to do, enter that next bull run into the next bull market, because at this point of Bitcoin cycles, we are getting very close to Bitcoin telling us one way or another what's going to happen. And we've been talking about short-term resistance, breaking this resistance. But what if it fails? What if Bitcoin fails in the short term? How quick can $9,000 come? What does it look like? What you need to be prepared for, just in case it happens. What's up, everyone? Thanks for coming by Crypto Capital Venture. Hit the subscribe on the way, and let's jump into the video. People don't like this. This is going to get me maybe like 4,000, 5,000 views. This isn't a huge, crazy, hypey, bullish video, but to be prepared for downside truly is to be prepared for the inverse of that, which is also the upside, right? Especially when we're at this consolidation area, we're in the middle of the unknown as Bitcoin does get ready on the short term to decide really what's going to happen in the long term. And this is the weekly chart now. So we know we're at a critical area. We had the bull market swing high 2017, last summer swing high, it was a lower high, potentially another lower high now, but Bitcoin consolidating, getting ready to let us know what's going to happen in the short term. You can even see the 20-week moving average, not something I've covered a lot on the channel, but definitely relevant as Bitcoin just kind of floats above it. Very, very similar to what it did back after the last Bitcoin halving, and you can see it right there. There's a lot of bullish case. There's a lot of bullish content to be made for Bitcoin. But in this video, what does it look like if Bitcoin fails here? We've been tracking the symmetrical triangle on the 6-hour chart. It's actually been a speculative symmetrical triangle really coming into play right now as we get this potential short-term lower high for a second touch to this upper trend line. Not an exact touch, but still a lower high as we've come through from this swing low back in September. So what does it look like? Well, it looks like a swing low back in September to our swing high 10 days ago. We have our first touch to a Fibonacci support down here. We got the nice bounce, looking good. Get rid of that, and we have a new Fibonacci retracement we've been tracking, the swing high to the swing low. We just did a video on this. This is key. This is what we were talking about the other day. We talked about it all here as we're testing the 618 line on this Fibonacci retracement. Then we talked about it the other day. Bitcoin hit exact resistance, what we were anticipating, at the 786 line of this Fibonacci retracement. Actually tested it again on this 6-hour candle, failed. We fell back through, currently testing again the 618. So we're at a really critical area. And the question is that I'm exploring in this video isn't so much, well, what if Bitcoin breaks through? Because I can do that all day long. I can do that video right now. But what if it actually fails? Right? And if it fails, we talked about this briefly, I think, in the last video. We have the swing low now to this potential swing high resistance. In this consolidation phase of Bitcoin, in this symmetrical triangle, we might come back down. We might test 10,500 right around the 618 down to the 786, 10,300. It's confluent with the lower trend line of this symmetrical triangle in play, and that might happen. Now, what if that Fibonacci retracement fails? Bitcoin comes back down. We're testing that Fibonacci retracement we just looked at. We're testing this lower trend line. We break through. The Bitcoin target for a breakdown, a pretty strong breakdown, would be right around 9,000 now. We've come up a little bit of a ways in this lower trend line. The other day, I think it was right around 8,900. If you remember, if you go to the weekly chart, $8,900 in that $9,000 area, and let me just zoom in a little bit, is the 50-week moving average. I've been keeping this arrow on my screen just because it just reminds me. 15% downside, Dan. It's in play at any given time. Be prepared for it. And remember, that would be on the back of an already downside of currently 14%, but initially 21%. So this could be, over the last 1-2 months, a pretty big dip for Bitcoin if it does retrace back down to such a key area. Not only is it our 6-hour target on this chart out of the symmetrical triangle now, however, it's also just so confluent with this weekly long-term macro chart. Are we going to see support at this confluent area? 50-week moving average, upper trend line going all the way back to the bull market high. And that will be a game changer. If we reach that area, it's going to tell us so much in terms of what is next for Bitcoin. If we break that area, we will have things like that stock to flow chart everybody loves to look at, things like that being tested. And, you know, the long-term trajectory of Bitcoin kind of diverging away from itself if that happens. All starts here on this 6-hour chart. It really does all start here at this current Fibonacci resistance, the swing high that we just had to the swing low that we just had, currently testing it. Now, Bitcoin is at the 618 right now. We're at like, you know, 10,745. The 618 is at 10,786. Up to confluent area, the upper trend line of the symmetrical triangle, 10,970 or so. Remember the other day we talked about also resistance on the daily chart in that area, right around $11,000, the 50 moving average, and 11,140 or so, the neckline of this head and shoulders. I know I've been mentioning it a lot, but there's so much confluent resistance up here in this $11,000 to $11,150 area. What will happen in the hours ahead? I have no idea. Nobody does know. But we have confirmation areas to watch for. Currently, from where Bitcoin is, up to this area, 2% to the 786, we start talking about that neckline from the head and shoulders. That is around 3.5% away. Can Bitcoin make a move to the upside? That would be bullish. That would be what you want to look for. But continued resistance at this area currently, at this Fibonacci retracement that we just looked at, and I'll chart it one more time on the screen, that could spell downside if Bitcoin does not decide to break through. But remember, we do have some support down here, 10,500 or so, down to around probably 10,300, this confluent area, the lower trend line. So this might take some patience to play out, right? I mean, we could trickle down. It could be October 1st. We're hovering in the 10,400, 10,300, and then we get a breakout or we get a breakdown. We track it daily. That's why I'm here. If you like it, if you find value in it, hit the subscribe. It's a pretty quick video. I wanted to give you an update. I hope you're doing well. Hit the like button on your way out. Appreciate you. Have a good day and God bless.